Hello, everyone, and greetings, and welcome to Tuesday Live Readings. Today is February 13th, and I should have Lexi joining me momentarily, so I'm just going to get things started while we're waiting for her. And just remember, if you are joining us live, if you would like a card reading, just make sure you drop that in the comments and let us know. And if you're watching the replay, thank you for watching the replay. And we should be live right now on our Facebook, YouTube, and our Instagram. Just a reminder to anyone joining us on Instagram, if you want a reading, make sure you drop the comments in there, and I'll be periodically checking back and forth because still, as of right now, the comments don't come threaded through from that platform just yet. So we are in a very interesting new energy today for the first time ever in any of our lifetimes. And that specifically is two planets coming together for the first time in our lifetimes in Aquarius, which are Mars and Pluto. And I was doing a little bit of research on it, and the last time these two came together in Aquarius was in 1779. So it is something that no one alive on this planet at this time has ever experienced. So what does that mean? When these two planets come together, it can be a little bit of a prickly type energy. It can bring things to the surface that can, previously be. Lexi is joining me now. I'm going to add her in. Hi, Lex.
Hello.
Hi. I was just talking about Mars and Pluto coming together today for the first time in our lifetimes in the sign of Aquarius.
Fun
And how it's prickly. Things might feel a little bit more prickly today rather than rosy.
Ooh.
So if anyone's feeling that, especially this week, that's why. And I certainly am. And I've seen it kind of coming through in people too over the last few days. So it's not exactly the rosiest of energies, like I said, but it's important that these two planets only come together once every 2 years. So today's energy, though, is brand new for all of us, and we're all experiencing this for the first time together, collectively and personally, in a different part of our charts.
I feel it.
Yeah.
I feel it. I see it. I see it like that. It almost feels like it's showing up in just like the domino effect, right? You know how you're like noticing the change, then it's like you hear somebody else like, oh my God. And it's just this, it's kind of a grand feeling. Like it's messy, but it's grand because you know it's leading to something even bigger. So despite it being showing up in some situations as heavy, ultimately it's there for us, right? For
exactly.
our alignment. So I'm excited.
I am too. And it's coming on the heels of that powerful new moon we had on Friday. So very interesting how all of our personal planets are clustering together and contacting Pluto before they move forward into the sign of Aquarius, which is pretty cool. So yeah. So that energy today kind of drove my two choices for my decks that I'm going to work with. If anyone wants readings, I'm going to be pulling from Rebecca Campbell's Work Your Light, as that's very much in alignment with the energy of the Aquarius new moon we had on Friday evening here on the East Coast. And the Peace Warrior deck, which is one of my Oracle decks that is relatively rare, but Mars Pluto energy can bring up like battle feelings and war and that kind of stuff. So just remember, we always have the choice to come from the perspective and the place of the Peace Warrior rather than an aggressive place that can have a more lower vibration outcome, I guess you could say. So those are the two decks that I'm going to be pulling from today. And if anyone is on here and wants a reading, just remember to let us know. Lex, what decks are you working with today?
Okay, so I have my spiritual AF deck because I love it, and I feel like sometimes we need those hard truths, you know, we just need to be called out, and I feel like it does a great job at that at times. And then of course I have my two current favorites, the herbal astrology deck and the metaphysical cannabis oracle.
Nice.
I'm so excited. The dogs are feeling it. I'm home with 4 dogs right now, so I just like came running in, so if you hear some noise in the background,
okay. No worries.
What's up, everybody?
A pack of dogs at war. That's sort
Yeah.
of like a nice tagline for today.
Yep. Oh my god. Yeah. Energetic, right? That's like the
Yeah.
energetic theme of today. I love it.
Aw, hi, Danielle. It's so good to see you. Yay. All right, so we actually do have 2 reading requests already. So
Yay.
one from Sandy and one from Danielle. Do you want me to go first, Lexi, or do you want to go first?
Sure. You can go first.
Okay, I'll pull for Sandy and then you can pull for Danielle.
Awesome.
All right. Sandy has a love life question. I was expecting these today, so figured. But remember, this energy is calling us to dig deeply and bring things that might have been previously hidden to the surface. So that is the energy we're in moving into tomorrow, which is different than usual. They don't usually come together on February 13th. So, all right, let's see. Sandy from Work Your Light. Okay, we got that card. And then from Peace Warrior. Let's see. All right. Aw. Okay. So I'm actually going to read the guidebook from Peace Warrior because these messages are really beautiful. So, 36. Okay. So, Sandy, for you, from Work Your Light, you got the Unbound card, releasing soul patterns, contracts, and past lives. And this is very much in alignment with the energies because not only can Pluto Mars feel prickly, both cards are generally associated with the Tower key and the Tarot, and they can call up things like power dynamics, especially in relationships, since we have Venus coming in to join them on the 17th, so not too far away from today. This energy is very much related to our relationships at the moment, especially with everything coming up around tomorrow. So just remember that with the new moon energy that we had last week, we had the opportunity to break patterns. So this is all kind of playing in. All these energies are kind of culminating, and there's many layers, and they're all playing into each other, personally and collectively. So just remember that you are unbound, and this is an opportunity in how you're feeling about the situation, and as far as not crossing paths with people for a while, that might be an opportunity to maybe do a little bit more work on this for yourself in order to get to a space where it's you're working on the most important relationship you have is one with yourself first and foremost. So a lot of times when we have a little bit of a lull, and we'll get to that card next, because you got an interesting card that points to that specifically, that energy in your life right now from the other deck. When we have these lulls, especially in our love lives, it's very much an opportunity to do a little soul searching and do a little digging deeply on anything that's coming up for us personally, so we're in a better space when we finally do come together with another person. So that's the Work Your Light card. And then from Peace Warrior, you got the Down Wave card. Take a breath, card number 36. So it seems like it's an opportunity to just take a beat, do a little soul searching, do a little self-love practice, and if there's any space or work that needs to be done on you first, it's a good opportunity to do that. So here is the message from the Down Wave card. We sometimes feel as if we are stuck in a lonely place with so many negative things happening to us. These down waves are signs we are resisting change and forcing ourselves down a path of old patterns that we are not meant to be on. Just believe that sometimes we are on the right path, but not all the pieces have come together in divine order to have the best outcome. These times are, in fact, opportunities for growth. Change happens with small shifts in thinking that allow large things to happen. Sit and break down your life into parts. For example, family, friends, school, work, and evaluate each piece. Sometimes the whole can be overwhelming, but one small step to improve each area will help. Gratitude lies in the heart that is open to seeing the reality that everything is not always going to feel or look perfect, but is in perfect order for us to grow. And these all come with an angel action. So, the angel action for this card: honor yourself with the gift of being still. even if only for a moment to catch your breath. Be still, allow your mind to quiet, and let your body be present. And thank you for commenting that makes sense. So those are the two messages that came through for you, and they definitely complement each other. So that was your reading for today, Sandy.
I love that.
Me too.
I love it. I feel like that's going to be a theme we're going to see.
Yeah.
The beginning of the theme.
Mm-hmm.
Because, Miss Danielle, I hope you're ready. I would have pulled your cards. So let's start with peace. You're asking about love, and we got the peace card of, if you can tell, she's got rose-colored glasses on. She's admiringly looking at herself, giving herself self-care, self-love, peace. She's got her little cat spirit here, her cat friend, supporting her, standing beside her. And this card really comes in about talking about the peace within yourself and the peace with yourself, making peace with yourself, loving yourself wholly, seeing yourself through the rose-colored glasses. And we tend to be our own worst enemies, overthink things. And this is the card of reminding you to write that love letter to yourself. Start matching that vibration of love energy that you want to have in your future in a partner situation, in a romance area. Start by romancing yourself, and all of that is going to come in. So for that romance, in your future, for that love, it's going to begin with how much you love and romance yourself. And so just really dive into loving yourself wholly, every aspect of you, the things that you've struggled with, love. And there's your little feline friend here coming in to say hi and be supportive. I also got Ginkgo 39 breakthrough. And if you can tell this card, we have a lot of earth elementals, like that grounding in. So stay grounded in love, in this situation. When asking yourself this question, a lot of the times we can get too airy. And just stay grounded into yourself mainly, right? And remember that your vibration, right, to stay high, vibrate high. Yeah. Okay, so she wrote, I'm not making peace with myself, and I also am very connected to cats. I think I'm being very impatient, and I don't want to wait anymore for a partner. Exactly. And that's exactly what this card is coming in and being like, you need to be your own partner first before you can have that partner that you deserve, because you deserve love. You deserve to have that energetic match. But we sometimes call it in when we're not truly ready for it, right? And a whole part of finding that energetic match is being that magnet for that energy. So you have to love yourself with the amount of love that you want to receive. So it all begins with, you can't receive any love until you can love yourself, right? As much as you can love yourself, as much love you can give and receive from others. So focus on that. Become patient with yourself, with your own cycles, with your own healing, with your own journey, and that process of learning to love yourself and making peace with yourself, because you have to make peace with yourself first before that breakthrough is going to happen in the romance world. And that breakthrough is coming, right? You got to put that crown on yourself. See the crown there on the sword, and look at the hands coming out of the clouds. And then we have the raven. And that raven energy is such wise energy coming in to guide you and support you through this. But have that breakthrough moment where you realize the love that you deserve is going to come from the love that you give yourself. So that breakthrough is coming, and it's going to come through loving yourself. You also got vibrate so high that toxic people fall back because they no longer know how to approach you. Spiritual AF. Know how you can tell you're on to some hardcore personal growth. Your perspective gets bigger and your inner circle gets smaller. It may be that people who want to gossip quit texting you when you stop talking shit. If you're busy manifesting your dreams, keeping your side on the street clean, and working on those,
You're muted, Lexi.
we're having some technical things are popping up everywhere. So if you're busy manifesting your dreams, keeping your side of the street clean, and working on those old gnarly wounds that people want to avoid in themselves, some people are bound to disappear. Be kind to yourself and to others as you outgrow people and places. And you got to outgrow some of the narratives that you are telling yourself. You got to outgrow those because they're blocking your alignment with that divine, that partnership. So start with the partnership with yourself, with your soul and your higher self, and it's going to happen when you least expect it. I promise. When you start falling so madly in love with yourself, you realize you don't really need anybody but the love you give yourself. It's gonna happen. Bing bam boom. And that breakthrough is going to be there. So keep vibrating high. High, be up in those clouds high, like vibrate so freaking high, no negativity can come your way. And you got all your animal spirits there looking out for you, and you got this, girl. You got this. You've been healing, you've been growing. We got to get tired of ourselves. If we don't get tired of ourselves, then the change doesn't happen. We have to hit that, like that low where we're so sick of our own shit that we don't stand for it anymore. And I feel like that's ultimately, here's that sword, baby. Cut them ties with those old narratives, cut that ties with that old way of feeling about yourself, telling yourself, that you're tired of yourself. Start loving yourself. Okay. If you're tired of yourself, that means you need to spend more time loving yourself and pouring into your cup. Start pouring, baby, and cut away anything that's draining you or holding your frequency down. Love you, Danielle. Hope that helps and resonates.
Love you too, Danielle.
Okay,
All right,
I
let's
feel like
see.
that's loud.
Yeah, right.
Girl.
So, hello, Janet. Thanks for joining us. Nina, I've got cards for you next. Clara, thanks for joining us. Helen, good to see you. And Clara, it says fee reading on the comment that came through. So if you'd like a card, please clarify that because I'm not sure what that means. So yeah. So I've got Nina next. And Nina, I pulled from Work Your Light for you, the Pillar of Light card. Your vibration is rising. You are the oracle. So I think that speaks volumes to the fact that, as we say here, most times assistance is always wonderful, but definitely go within to receive answers and guidance. So this could be a call for you to tap into your heart, into your inner knowing, into your intuition even more. So there's that one from Work Your Light. And then from the Peace Warrior deck, we are definitely threading some themes through today. We got the self-love card, not just self-like, and card number 29. And here is the message on that. And I think this is good for everybody as well. What is self-love? Self-love is the ability to review all parts of yourself without judgment. Evaluate what parts of your life are working for you and against you. It's the ability to have self-evaluation and self-knowingness to who you are and what you want in your life. Self-love is the foundation to fully experiencing love externally. A person who practices self-love nurtures their needs, as well as the needs of others, without apology. Self-love helps us to create a loving inner dialogue and should not be equated to selfishness. Self-love arms us with the tools to know what is best for us and what is hurting us. Most people live in a state of self-like, where they do aesthetic maintenance and upkeep, but do not, or aesthetic maintenance and upkeep, but do not do the inner work to create a flow of self-love. And here is the action for this card, Nina. Do you feel that you can heal something that you hate? How often do you give internal praise for your accomplishments? Be mindful of how often your first response is self-blame if something does not turn out the way you had hoped. Create a list of all the positive attributes that you hold. Write yourself a love letter in a way that you would like to receive one. So that just
There's
reminds me.
those
So
love letters. There's those love letters to yourself.
I know.
We should all be doing that this week, is writing a love letter to our future self, to ourself. Period.
Totally agree. So I think that was a really perfect message, not only for Mina, but for everybody, especially today. So Lex, you've got Helen. Okay, perfect.
Oh yeah, I just had a bunch of jumpers.
I saw that.
We had a few. I was woohoo, girl, Helen. So, Helen, I got for you first off from the Herbal Astrology 42 Passion Surrender. Let me see this girl. See the two-headed owl up there. So passion flower, surrender. Passion flower has been one of my favorite herbs to work with right now. I've been using it nightly in a nice little tea concoction, and it helps you kind of relax, surrender to sleep. It helps your nervous system calm down. It's anti-spasmodic. It has tons of benefits. So I'm going to actually read from this card. It's guidance, because it's absolutely beautiful, and let you all look into that gorgeous photo. Passion flower symbolizes surrender, sacrifice, and the crucifixion of the ego. Passion flower resembles the need to sacrifice in order to make space to move forward. The all-seeing double-headed owl symbolizes the great understanding perceived for both sides, whether it be upside down or inside out, and bestows goddess passion flower with unseen truths as she performs rituals for letting go. Owl is a symbolic of discernment and able to light up what needs to be seen. Passion flower today might reflect the need to suspend actions that aren't aligned to your spiritual path. Are there certain decisions or actions you've made that you must sacrifice in order to reassess your direction? Honor your intuition. It's okay if projects or original ideas come to an unexpected halt. Discernment is key to experience greater truth and opportunities. And I feel like a lot of the times too, that shining the light on the truth, sometimes we don't even realize we're holding on to a wish or a thought, something that we want to call in, and it's really not for us. It's something that's kind of been implanted, and for some reason it's bringing up for me. And then we had the truth aura card pop out next, which is like, look at just operating from that heart, the rainbows, that your aura shining so bright, closing up those holes in your aura, getting that aura, shining your light into those darker parts, right? So I really feel like light is going to come to the things that it's time for them to fall away. And whenever things fall away, it can seem there's part of us that wants to kind of almost fight it and hang on to it. But if we can see it for a lesson, there's the blessing, right? The blessing, the lesson, the blessing, however you say that. But so really allow that light to come in and shine the light onto where you need to let go of things, and allow for I always say it's never a bad time to course correct or kind of reassess um, the path, the alignment that we're on, and make sure you're aligning with your heart, with your soul. Make sure your solar plexus is lighting up in your heart. Make sure it's all in sync and alignment, so you're operating from your true self, from your higher self, from your light, so that light can stay on and shine bright. And it's funny because your spiritual as fuck card is manifest the fuck out of your dreams. Sorry for the swears, guys. The most vulnerable thing to admit to is not your deepest wounds. It's what you really truly want. We're talking your biggest, crazy assiest dream and desires. Be vulnerable, at least with yourself. Write that shit down, make a to-do list, and maybe even tell someone, make it happen. You can do this. Are the actions that you're taking right now really, truly in alignment with what you want to have for your future, with what you want to manifest? Really give yourself a chance to write down and dream up what you want for your future and for your life, what you want to call in, the things that you want to be experiencing, to be feeling. Give yourself the opportunity to um manifest that, and then check is the things that you have, the people, the narratives you're telling yourself, are they in alignment with what you would really like? Right? Because so many of us are hanging on to things because we feel like we have to, it's stuck, we don't have that ability to kind of let go of what's holding us back. So work on that that manifestation of what you really want, and allow to yourself to surrender to the truth, right? The truth of what you really want. You don't need to be ashamed of what you really want, and you don't need to want something that somebody tells you need to want. I feel like so many of us are pressured into believing this is the right thing, this is what we want, but it feels so weird in our body, and that's why we struggle. We have that battle. So get clear on what you want to manifest, surrender, allow the light to come in, your light to come in and shine the way for your path. Make sure you're in alignment. So yes, I hope that resonates a little bit, Helen.
That was beautiful. And Danielle said that we're so soothing to the soul. Thank you for your energy. You're so welcome, Danielle. It's so good to see you, and we're glad that you hopped on today. So Lexi, Helen says thank you.
You're welcome.
And Nina said thank you too. So you're also welcome. Thanks for hopping on and for asking for readings today. So we have a little bit of a break in requests at the moment. So would you like to share a little bit about what you do at Sea Goddess and what your offerings are?
Sure. So over here at Sea Goddess, I help with some of the workshops with Mandy. We have Shadow Twerk, which we have a senior class session going right now. We've done 5 classes online, and then we got to teach a Shadow Twerk in person at one of our events. And so I just like to call myself a sacred space holder. I have over the years collected and will continue to collect so many different certifications and go down so many different rabbit holes. From I started from nursing, and then from nursing went to herbalism, to energy medicine, to Reiki, to lymphatic drainage, because there's so many things that weave together. It's not always just one thing. So all these different kind of tools that I've gathered along the way can be woven together, and it really allows me to custom kind of support, and share with whatever soul I'm holding space with, what they need, whether it be an energy release, energy help, a combination of things. So I also like to connect with spirit and use tarot and oracle cards just to kind of get that higher perspective and invite in the guidance from our teams. So I just kind of hold this sacred space that is not like anything else, really, right? It's just my unique space from all of the things. And whether it be physical, our mind, body, and soul are all connected. And so many times we go to like the doctor just for our body, or to a place for just for our soul. So I get to kind of, weave it all in and go from there. So I do hands-on lymphatic drainage, energy work, sound baths. And then I do also online just soul sessions, just hold space, allow things to come up that are needed to, and just meet your individual needs, meet you where you're at.
And you have a special for winter, right?
I do. I have a special, the freeze tarot kind of tarot oracle card pulling. And it's really because this time of year, it's about working with the season that we're in. And we're in the season of the freeze. And it's time to allow things to kind of, fall off and freeze away. And sometimes in this time, when we go within, it seems so dark, right? And it seems so gloomy. And so this reading is really catered to helping you see the light through it and helping bring clarity and just empowerment to this season of our life.
Yeah.
So
I love getting to watch you in action too.
thank you.
You're welcome.
And
So,
Ursula, what about you? Do you want to share your services? Because I swear by Ursula's services. I am currently still utilizing my astrological aromatherapy bottle. I'm on my second or third bottle. I think my third bottle of it, and I swear by it. It's one of my tools for grounding in before sessions, before bed, before yoga, before meditation or journaling. It's one of those tools that is just so magically divine. You're just a sorceress. You're amazing at what you do. So please share.
thank you. Yes. And I just wanted to mention, to get to Lexi's services, you can go right to our services page. There's a menu bar at the top. It just says our services. So you can click that, or right on our homepage. We all each have our own banner. And you just scroll down about halfway and you'll see Mermaid in the Mountains, and that's how you get to Lexi and her services. And yeah, I offer all different kinds of astrology readings and astrological aromatherapy services, like Lexi was saying, and that combines the two disciplines. So there are defined signature oils for every zodiac sign for sun signs. So I like to take those and blend them together for the energies of the full moons, which I think I'll have one coming towards the end of this month for the Virgo full moon on the 24th. And then also personally, so we can use energetic medicine to support the energetic blueprints that we're all born with in our natal charts. So those two disciplines combine really beautifully. And I've been having a lot of fun working with them and just creating more awareness around the fact that, like Lexi said, it's all connected. Body, mind, and soul are all connected. So we can work with these energies through our disciplines that we offer as well. So natal chart readings, like I said, I offer, but also that astrological aromatherapy combined. And I have in-person readings the first and third Thursdays of every month at the Sage Lady Shop inside Zen Landing Wellness Studio in Mays Landing. And my third Thursday is coming up this week. So I will be there on Thursday. You can book ahead, or walk-ins are also welcome. My last appointment is at 1. So you can do that right on our website as well on my services page. Just like I said, go to our services or just scroll down on the homepage and you can get to that. So that's a newer offering. The in-person just started back in August. So we're pretty excited to offer that as well. And I teach, just like Lexi. We actually have a growing library of downloadable classes. So you can also get to that from our services page. And there's 4 classes on there now. So one is what I call my lunar alchemy class, which is teaching everyone how to dive more deeply into working with new moon energies. And there's an astrological aromatherapy class on there that I just taught in November, as well as harnessing the power of your dragons that Jess and I just taught back in November as well. So that library is growing, and I'm so happy to offer them now as downloadable classes as well. In case you missed it, you can still get it.
I am so glad that there are downloadable classes because you never know when you feel called to it, right? Sometimes it's not the right time. And I have to say, having worked with you and done the reading, what a difference it makes and how that tool, once that became a tool that you helped me learn and add to my kit, I use it for everything. I have gone through almost now all of my kids' chart readings with Ursula too. We're working on a couple, the last 2. And it's now even my husband's going because it is literally the best empowerment. It is like having that, like, you wish you came with a user manual, right? Sometimes you wish you had a user manual for yourself, and that's what it is. It's like the guidebook, it's like the support book right there for us. It's amazing. So life changing. And I know some people are so hesitant, but I mean, I love it when people do it and then they come back and they're like, holy cow. And their jaws are on the floor. And it's like, wow, this makes so much sense. It really helps bring those puzzle pieces together. And it helps you navigate through the moons, right? Through the seasons, through the tides of of life every day. So great support work that you do. So just had to throw that out there.
Appreciate that. Appreciate that. And we also have, I know every time on our live we've been talking about our retreat that's coming up, and we still have tickets available for that. We still have day passes available for that, and that is coming up soon now, March 1st through 3rd. So I'll pop that up on the screen now too, so people can see where you can register and check that out.
It's going to be here before you know it, and it is going to be jam-packed with such great workshops, activities, soul space, integration time. It is truly going to be a beautifully empowering weekend. And I am so excited that we get to offer it in Vermont, since this is my home state. The Green Mountains are magical. The energy here is just beautiful. It is healing. It is cleansing. And it is so time to come together as women, sit in a circle and hold that sacred space, because this is the perfect portal, I think, for this to happen in. It's so potent when we come together. They say when we come together, it just, multiplies the energetic, frequency. And I can't wait to do that in a circle in person in the Green Mountains under the stars.
Yeah, so excited for that. And we'll just be coming off the energy of the full moon. It'll be Pisces season, which is perfect for connecting spiritually with like-minded people. So the energy for it is really beautiful. And it'll just be a lovely, lovely weekend we'll all be in person together, which is kind of rare. The last time we were all together in person was back in December of last year. So it's just nice for all of us to be able to get together physically as well.
Yeah, and every time we do, it's always divinely guided, and you walk away recharged, empowered, and just lit up. It's like the best way to stoke that inner fire.
Absolutely. And just to meet people, like if you're in the Vermont area and you can't join us for the whole weekend, like I said, we have day passes available, which is just for Saturday, but that is our most jam-packed day that has most of the workshops on that day as well. So
And
just to connect with
organizing.
like-minded people. Yeah, I want to talk about Jess's too. Connect with like-minded people that can continue on a relationship with locally. That would be pretty cool as well. And go ahead, Jess is going to teach our organ
Yeah.
piece making workshop.
Yes, our amazing Jess is going to be leading an organ workshop where we get to make our own organite pieces. And of course, the one day I don't
I
know
got
what.
one. Here's
Yeah.
my pyramid.
Um, she's got her pyramid. These pieces are so magical, and it's this science, Dr. Wilhelm Reich, however you say his last name, discovered that when you put this combination of metals together under pressure, that it creates electromagnetic fields. So these pieces are grounding, they're protective, they're energetically just magical. I, being a paranormal ghost hunter, we have this EMF equipment, and you can literally see, utilizing the equipment, how it protects from EMFs. So you can put them in front of your Wi-Fi routers, you can grid your house, you can wear them, put them in your vehicles. I have them at my workstation, on all my desks, next to my bed. I've got my necklaces, my kids have theirs. They are just such beautiful pieces that really support your energy, your frequency, and they're just protective and beautiful. So I cannot wait for everybody to learn and create, see what everybody creates.
Yeah. And that'll be Saturday morning. So everyone has a chance for their piece to dry before they take it home, whether it's Saturday night or Sunday morning once we check out.
So
Yeah.
exciting.
Lexi, what are you going to be teaching?
What am I going to be teaching? What is it called again?
You are the soul movement, I think it's called.
Yes. So we're going to be working with moving some trauma.
Healing body movement and meditation.
There we go. That's the one. Thank you. I was like, oh, wait a minute. Put me on the spot, Ursula. I do so bad at that. No. So we're going to be working on just some, beautiful body work, to teach you some lymphatic drainage in it. We're just going to do a nice opening and releasing, show you ways to just allow, for you to release and work through any sort of trauma and drama, not really shake it out, give permission to get in tune and in touch with your energy body, because we have, our inner energy body, we have our auric energy body, and then we have all the energy bodies outside of us too that interfere. So this is a great space to just practice, hold, and learn, and just get to sit with your own energy, move it, get connected more so with your body.
Yeah.
So I cannot
And
wait.
yeah, that's going to be awesome. I'm excited to do the orgone and yours.
Yay! I'm
Yeah.
so
Because
excited.
we get to partake as well, which will be fun.
Yes. And it's amazing too, because where we have it in the lineup and with everything, it's just going to be a great way to really open us up, ground, and just help the potency of the work for the day really help you leave there feeling refreshed, empowered, and more connected and in tuned with your body.
Yeah. And Mandy's going to be teaching Illuminate Your Inner Goddess, which is
Oh,
going to be lovely.
the
And
goddess.
we'll do a little psychic development as a team, as well as our stellar radiance meditation on Friday night, which will be a really great way to just drift off into sleep in dreamland. So I'm excited for that one too.
It's going to be so magical. The lineup for workshops and activities is just beautiful. And it was really thought out in a sacred way. So it's going to be magical. That's for sure.
Yeah. So if you're watching live now, or if you catch from the replay, that's the display on the screen right there is where to go to register, to check it out, to see the property that we rented, to look at our agenda, see all the workshops. And that link is right on our homepage as well as on our retreats page.
Yes.
So, Lexi, we have no more requests. I decided to pull 2 cards as a collective reading for everybody. So, do you want to do that and then maybe wrap up for today?
Love it.
Okay.
I got to go back to work. So I would love
Okay.
that.
Let's do that. And then, as a reminder to everybody, if you're loving our Tuesday lives, show us some gratitude in our virtual tip jar. Never required, always appreciated. So that is there in the description of each episode, as well as at the very bottom of our homepage. And that links to our Cash App, our Venmo, our PayPal. So you can show us some love via tips that way. And let's get into our collective readings. So, from the Work Your Light card, the one that I pulled for everybody in closing today is the Priestess card, which I think is so beautiful. And the message is, how are you being called to step up and lead? So, we have that as a message for everybody. And that is very much in alignment with the new moon that we had on Friday. And when I covered the new moon in the beginning of my podcast episode last week in the Astro Weather Check, it's we're getting heavy Uranian energy from this new moon, and at the moment of that new moon in particular. So my favorite quote, or one of my favorite quotes from Carl Jung, is the privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are. So I think this is a beautiful layer involved in that energy and vibe, and calling us all to tap into our inner priestess and how our contributions to raising our own vibration can help everybody else on the planet raise theirs as well and tap into their own inner priestess or priest warrior spirit energy. And then from Peace Warrior, I pulled Love Talk, release yourself and others from harsh judgment. So I think that is another beautiful message that came through for everybody for today on the themes of love and relationships with self and other that we have already covered today. So this is calling everyone to work with Archangel Michael. And it says, Archangel Michael asks for you to call upon him without self-judgment. Step back and think about what you are judging. Are these low vibrational thoughts a reality? Or are they just a mirror image of what you feel inside about yourself? When we are showing judgment towards self, it becomes easy to judge others. Let go of the harsh self-talk that has pushed your confidence to a low level of punishment, where you now feel it necessary to punish others by judging them. Have you been taught to hate or feel superior over fellow brothers and sisters due to race, religion, culture, or sexual preference? And that is a beautiful message for everyone as well. That goes all the way back to the prickly energy I was talking about in the beginning of today with the Mars Pluto conjunction that is happening today. So I think that's a nice reminder and summary and message for everybody.
Oh, I love it. I pulled a couple cards. I'm sorry, but the theme here is there. The theme is there. So first off, number 5 from the herbal astrology, blue lotus, intuition. And the blue lotus is this beautiful plant that I love to use, and the ancient Egyptians had used it for dreaming, for connection, for visions, right? Vision quests, guides, to connect with spirit guides. And it is a plant that represents the sun and the moon, the light and the dark, right? So the guidance from this beautiful card, the blue lotus, is a direct doorway, a mediator into the world of the gods. The perfected balance that it bestows us assists us in bridging and refining the divine connection between the heart and the brain. Blue Lotus today is assisting you in widening the portals of your intuitive powers, granting you access to the realms of inner knowledge held within the great mystery. Remember, the lotus rises from the depths of muddy waters, untouched and impeccable, to blossom into majestic beauty. Don't allow the muddy waters of the blossoming process to suppress your intuition and believe in yourself. Trust the process and believe in the mystery. Listen deeply to the guardians of the mystery as you unfold from the darkness. And then look at what we got: intergalactic mystery from the Cannabis Oracle. Confirmation. If we didn't just have a confirmation, and it's so funny because this one gives you a new thought pattern. And it is easy for me to silence the voice in my mind and maintain awareness. I find peace everywhere. And that, I really feel like, speaks to finding peace in the muddy waters, finding peace in those harder, darker, the challenging times, because ultimately that's where a lot of our soul's up leveling happens, is when we're going through the thick of it, when we're in the mud, when we're in the mess, when we're in the darkness. That is where, that the beauty of those lessons happen. And then the funny thing is the spiritual AF card. Stop trying to skip the fucking struggle. So many of us just want to skip the struggle, myself included. Like, haven't I struggled enough? Like, oh, it's always something. It's, so this card comes in to speak. Keeping it positive won't insulate you from having emotions and needing to evolve. You're not going to spiritual your way out of hitting the next layer of wounds to heal. So many of us make the mistake of thinking we'll arrive and that will be that with the life lessons and shit. Personal growth is more like peeling an onion than like climbing a mountain. It gets stinkier and stinkier, and you cry more, but everything gets juicier the deeper you go. The true spiritual badasses don't pretend like their onions don't stink. So we got to embrace that muddy water. It gives birth to some of the most beautiful things. Lotuses, it gives birth to the new parts of us, the better parts, the growth. So get muddy. Allow yourself to sit in the mud and honor it. Honor the dark process. Honor the heavier times. Honor the challenges. Honor the darkness. Honor it all, because it's all a part of the great mysteries, right? It's all a part of the plan. It's a part of that process to get there, and trusting through it, trusting through the muddy waters, right? So that's what I gotta share.
I love it. And that's all so perfectly in alignment as well with the topic of our soul broadcast for February, which is loving yourself through a dark night of the soul.
Oh.
And right now, that is still only available to our Soul Garden members. But on the 15th, so on Thursday, we'll flip that switch and that will be available to everybody. And that's on our blog. So stay tuned to your inboxes and on our socials on Thursday, so you can all read what we wrote for this month, all about the Dark Night of the Soul, which definitely relates very much to all of the cards that Lexi just pulled. And we had Sophia pop on. Hi, Sophia. Thanks for joining us today. We're going to wrap up a little early today, so thank you for hopping on and saying hi. And yeah, so I think those were, again, as always happens, beautiful messages for everybody that asked, but also collectively, especially this week. So
Yes. Yeah. And
anything you
remember,
want to say in closing?
if you're watching this and if the reading wasn't for you directly, if you heard it and it gave you chills, it was meant for you. Take what resonates, leave the rest. Trust in yourself, trust your intuition, and look for those signs from your guides, because they're trying to give us signs. They're trying to give us confirmations all the time. And so yes. Thank you, Ursula, for another wonderful Tuesday.
Oh, thank you, Lexi. And just to mention too, before we go, for more information about Friday's new moon, which we're still kind of in that energy, you can find that on my most recent podcast episode, Becoming Chiron, which is on our YouTube, but also on your favorite podcast platform. So check in on that, because I did cover a lot of the energy more in depth than I did today.
I
No.
kept listening to it and pausing it and going back like, "Oh my gosh, did you hear that? Did you hear that?" It was just I was listening to it in the salon and it was like, as always, in sync with things we were just talking about. So it was hilarious and I highly recommend it. It just
Thank you.
helps, lighten the load. It makes sense. It helps you trust through the process, I really believe.
Yeah. All right. We are going to ta-ta for now. We'll see you all next week and
Bye.
on our socials and all. And yeah, join us again next week. Bye, everyone.